I want you guys to know I know who you are. You're entrepreneurs, business owners, speakers, coaches, network marketers, salespeople. I know who you are because I'm one of you. And I have been actually since I was 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, I was buying gum and bringing it to school and selling it to other kids for a profit. And then I took that profit and I actually started becoming a loan shark. And I was getting collateral and interest before I even knew what those words meant. So I recognize you. I know who you are. I'm one of you. My name is Cami Baker. I'm also the author of Mingle to Millions, The Art and Science of Building Business Relationships and Mastering Referrals. I'm also America's authority on the Cause Marketing Campaign. Who here would love to never, ever give another 30-second elevator pitch? Who here would love to never, ever go to another boring networking event? Who here would like to attract clients, whether you're going to a networking event or not, just by who you're being? Because we are our marketing, aren't we? Now, I've been to thousands and thousands of networking events. I've spoken at hundreds of them. I know that's hard to believe, but I am 50 years old, as of 2 months ago. But it wasn't always that way. Imagine, if you will, about 18 years ago, going to my daughter's daycare. And I bend down, she comes to me, all excited, blonde hair, big brown eyes, about 2 years old, you can imagine. Excited to see mommy, picking her up for our weekend together, every other weekend, co-parenting. And I pick her up, and she's squirming in my arms, excited to see me. And all I can smell is the alcohol on my own breath coming back from her face. And I knew in that moment that she didn't know what that smell was. And I knew that she loved me unconditionally then. But I knew that that would change. And that was a changing moment for me. Maybe you can identify. Have you ever been hanging out with the wrong people, making poor choices, bad relationships, knowing that you were meant for more? Has anybody ever felt that way? And there I was in that moment, realizing, wow, if anything is going to change, if I'm going to change, when we want something to change, what's the first thing that we change? So, it wasn't immediate, but it was very soon thereafter that I looked for help. Anytime we are in a situation where we want to grow and expand, it makes sense to find people who already do what we do or what we want to do and ask for help. Our ignorance and fear of looking ignorant will keep us in everlasting ignorance. So I raised my hand and I said, I need some help. And I got coaching in that area. And I've come to find out that coaching and mentorship is absolutely essential, especially in business, especially as our entrepreneur selves are out on our entrepreneurship, sailing all by ourselves so often. It really makes a difference to have the right mentors who've already been there and done that which we are wanting to have. So I found a mentor in that area to help me sober up. Time to put the bottle down, put on the big girl panties, and do something different. And the next thing that I knew I needed to do was I needed to change my playgrounds and my playmates. The people I was hanging out with were sitting on bar stools, talking about what they could have, should have, would have done, all the things that they did do or didn't do, just not going anywhere. And I wanted to fix that. I wanted to get out and meet new people. And fortunately, I got hired into a business that required me to go out and network. So I did. I started going to networking events. And at first, I would go to these networking events and I'd be sitting in the car and I'd be looking in the rearview mirror. You can do it. Just put on those big girl panties. I put on a lot of big girl panties. And go in there and just meet people and just shake hands. And after thousands and thousands of events, I actually have found that I meet the same people over and over and over. I see a lot of heads nodding. You know what I'm talking about. So perhaps you can relate to some of these people. There are the people who give a card to everyone. They spray and pray. Here's my card, here's my card, here's my card, here's my card, here's my card. They don't even ask your name, you don't even know their name. They're just spraying and praying that somebody will call them. They give out 20, 30 business cards, and they go home under some hallucination that they've actually networked. And all they've done was really repelled people and killed a tree with all those pieces of paper. They repelled, they sprayed and prayed, they are the skunks. And maybe you've also met this person. Can I have your card? You got a card? Hey, you got a card? Oh, look, there's cards on every table. Let's grab a card. Oh, the little box that's going around? I'll grab a card. I'll grab a bunch of cards. They leave with a stack of cards. Who here has a stack of business cards? Be honest. Stacks of cards that go from our pocket to our desk, to our purse, to our car. We're going to call them after lunch. We're going to call them tomorrow. We leave with that big stack of cards that we squirrel away. Those are the squirrels. And then there are the ones who are dun 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 dun. Try my product. Dun dun dun. You want to join my business? Dun 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 dun. You want to sign a contract? Come to my meeting. And the whole time you're talking to them, they're not really looking at you. They're looking around the room for their next prey, for the next target, for the next lead. Obviously, those are the sharks. So if we don't want to be a skunk, and we don't want to be a squirrel, and we don't want to be a shark, and by the way, I have been all three at the same time in the same night. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I was barely sober. I was hungry. My daughter was hungry. We lived in a mobile home. I drove a Hyundai, and I needed to meet people. And I was so hungry that I was aggressive, and I was pushy, and I was arrogant, but what I really was fearful. Fearful of looking bad, fearful of not making it happen, fearful of not paying the rent, just fearful. And that's really where the skunks, the squirrels, and the sharks are, aren't they? They're fearful. So if we don't want to be one of those three, what do we want to be? Cammie, I see those people everywhere. They're at every event I go to. And I don't care if it's the fishbowl, which I call the free events that we go to. Very, very hard to find a blue marlin in a fishbowl. Yeah? Fish bowls are the free events we go to, and we go because they're free, and they're convenient, and they're easy, and there's pizza, and we're hungry, so we might as well go. The Blue Marlins are not at those events. We can run into one occasionally. I'm occasionally at a free event. I give free events sometimes when there's strategy. But the Blue Marlins are usually at events where they've invested $50, $100, $500, $1,500, $5,000 to be at an event. I encourage you to hang out with the Blue Marlins, because that's where the business is. But if we don't want to be one of those three, what do we want to be? I invite you to consider what a spider does. When a spider is creating her web, she's very strategic about where she goes. And she places a connection, and a connection, and a connection, and a connection. And over just a few hours in spider life, she creates a web. And when she has that web, what does she do? Now, I know you're going to say, she pounces and eats. She kills something. Well, that's one way of looking at it, but let's reframe. Let's reposition. What she does is she sits back, and she waits for that which she wants to come to her. So when a spider is strategic and sophisticated and savvy, she creates a net web by having all these connections so that what she wants comes to her. So because we're all entrepreneurs and business owners and speakers, network marketers, salespeople, we know that our net worth is related directly to our networking, yes? Now, I've coined a new phrase, which is in the book, Mingle to Millions. We talk a lot about net webbing because networking doesn't work. It is random activity. You show up, you throw out some cards, you grab some cards. Nobody ever follows up with anyone. Be real honest. You put them on your boring email list. You send them a market update. You friend them up on Facebook, but are you friendly? It's called a contact for a reason. You're supposed to contact them. But so many people don't. So networking doesn't work. Random activity. Netwebbing leverages our time through planned strategy. Who here would like to have a planned strategy to actually market and personal brand your business and have leads? Not just leads, but people that we can serve, not sell, serve. We want people that we can serve. And one of the reasons that we aren't serving enough people is because we're showing up. And when I say networking or netwebbing, it's not just a place we go and something we put on our calendar. It's anywhere, anytime we're having communication with anyone. But we show up and we've got this icky, when can I talk about what I do? I want to tell them what I do. Here's my card. Can I have your card? I'm just going to send them an email. I friended you up on Facebook. Yay! But it's not working. One of the best platforms that I have found, and it was all by accident, I was a starving mom, newly sober, got into an industry that was very competitive, and I ended up buying a 64.5 Mustang convertible. Long story behind that. It's in the book. You can read it. But when I got that car, I started doing antique car shows. And at these antique car shows, I learned that if I was giving the proceeds to a cause, people liked that. They didn't care about me. They didn't care about the real estate office. They didn't care about the network marketing company, but they did care about the cause that I was related to. So cause marketing campaigns were born. Now, I didn't know what they were at the time. I didn't call them that. I did them for 10 years without giving them a name. But there's something right now going on in the ethers, in the atmosphere. We all can feel it. We're all energy workers. Don't we feel that cause marketing movement of people that want to give back, of people who want to intermingle their business with their purpose, actually make money who would like to make money while you're making a difference? This is how we can make money while we're making a difference, because people may not care so much about your business card. They may not want to be sold or have our contact information shoved in their face, but they do want to be a contribution, and they love doing business with people who are a contribution. So cause marketing campaigns are, like when I was doing the car show, and I would walk into a room, and instead of giving them my real estate pitch or a network marketing pitch, it was, hi, my name's Cammie Baker. I'm doing an antique car show. Proceeds go to the Live and Let Live farm. They rescue the horses up in Concord. So we're looking for hot cars. We're looking for people who love cars and want to see them. We're looking for people who want to have a booth, people who want to support the Live and Let Live farm. Come talk to me after. I'll get you a flyer. I'll get you some information. That was it. There was no pitch on my part. But because I was meeting people where they were at, I like to call it bridging the humanity gap. People would come to me, oh my God, I love antique cars. My neighbor's got 18 in a barn. You should talk to him. I do Pampered Chef. I have a title company. I do this, I do that. I'd love to have a booth. They would come and talk to me. I would build rapport. I would meet them where they're at. And when we build rapport, we can build resources, relationships, and revenue that rock. We get immediate business in the moment, and we get long-term longevity for the future, because not all of those people are immediate business, but they saw me and they will see you as a contribution, as a leader, as a mover and shaker, as someone who has influence in the market, is creating an impact in the community, and is also generating some income for you and your family. Make sense? So a cause marketing campaign is what I help my clients with. Have you ever seen the image of an iceberg, like from under the water, where here's the water and here's this little piece, you're going by on a boat and you see this huge 10-story iceberg sticking out of the water. I personally have never seen one, but I've seen it on TV. like 10 stories sticking out of the water. And you think, wow, that's huge. But what we know is 90% of that iceberg is down here. Cause marketing campaign, people will say to me, oh, I volunteer. I fundraise. I'm a philanthropist. I do stuff like that. You do that 10% that everybody can see, and that's beautiful. Thank you for your service. We need that. I'm talking about the 90% under the water that you're not really aware of, which is how you market yourself. How do you talk to people in such a way that you build rapport and they actually like you? They don't even know what you do for work yet. As a matter of fact, there's a big difference in, so what do you do? We're laughing because we all hear that. And 5 minutes or 5 hours or 5 days later, whenever that is, when they say, so what do you do anyway? Ah, there's the yummy. One of my clients says, Cammie, you have helped me go from ew to ooh. When I introduce myself, cause marketing campaigns can do that for you too. My name is Cammie Baker. I'm the author of Mingle to Millions. 18 years ago, I was laying on a couch wanting to commit suicide because I was drunk, depressed, and life wasn't going well. If I can fix that and step into being America's authority on the cause marketing campaign, you can do anything. All you need to do is ask for help, and that's what I'm here for. I can help you with that.